Today we are demystifying history. We are going to see the factors that are similar which led to the rise of Mussolini and the rise of Adolf Hitler. When you make analysis, you are going to realize that some factors are similar. Before you continue, I emphasize our customer Farouk of Uganda's idea, believe that you can, believe that you do what? Even at the time when the waves are so big, you are going to survive. You are going to do what? To survive. So we are saying today, Mussolini's personality and Hitler's personality led to the rise of Mussolini and the rise of Adolf Hitler. Their personality, they were ambitious people. So because of their great personality, they managed to convince people. And by this time, people had to choose them. And this led to the rise of Mussolini and the rise of Adolf Hitler. Then on the side of Mussolini, the weakness of the liberal government. You remember the liberal government of Emmanuel III was very weak, and this helped Mussolini to get political power. Then on the side of Hitler, the weakness of the Weimar Republic. We are saying today, the weakness of the Weimar Republic influenced the rise of Adolf Hitler. The government of a man called Hindenburg was very weak, and this influenced the rise of Adolf Hitler. We are saying financial hardship led to the rise of Mussolini and the rise of Adolf Hitler. This capitalized on the economic problems of the time to campaign for themselves, and finally they had to get political power. World War I, which humiliated Italy and humiliated Germany, Mussolini and Hitler capitalized on World War I to convince people to choose them. That's why they were chosen. Then on the side of Mussolini, the role of the black shirts. It was a group of Mussolini's youth. The black shirts threatened the people that if you don't support fascism, we are going to kill you. And this made the people to support fascism. Then on the side of Hitler, the role of the Nazi stormtroopers. These were Hitler's youth who threatened the people. And finally, people had to choose only one man called Adolf Hitler. Then Mussolini's successful march to Rome. We are saying today, Mussolini's successful march to Rome. I can tell you this wasn't a wedding march. It was a march to take over power. So as they marched to Rome, finally they threatened the people and they had to get political what? Power. Then Hitler's attempted coup on the side of Hitler. Hitler attempted the coup, prepared him to get political power because he got support of the army. Then we are saying the appointment of Mussolini as the prime minister. As Mussolini was appointed as the prime minister, this influenced his rise to power. Then on the side of Hitler, the appointment of Hitler as a chancellor. When they were appointed, they used their positions to campaign for the real power, to get real what? Real power. That's how Mussolini and Hitler had to get political power. Then Mussolini's military abilities. We are saying today, militarily Mussolini was militarily able. So by this time, it was because of Mussolini's military abilities. Then on the side of Hitler, Hitler's military abilities that made people to support them. That's why they were chosen. So when you make analysis, factors that led to the rise of Mussolini and the factors that led to the rise of Hitler, they are similar in nature. Then political instabilities. It is said Mussolini and Hitler capitalized on the political instabilities in their countries to convince people that if you choose us today, we are going to solve the political question. So the political instabilities influenced the rise of Mussolini and the rise of Adolf Hitler. Then communist threat. It is said communist threat led to the rise of Mussolini and the rise of Adolf Hitler. We are saying today the communist threat meant by this time that in a government, in a communist country, all of properties are owned by the what? By the government. And the government had to look after people. So by this time, the capitalists feared communism to rise up. So they had to support Mussolini and Hitler because they believed that Mussolini and Hitler were against what? Communism. That's why they had to be chosen. Then the weakness of Emmanuel III. We are saying Emmanuel III, his weakness led to the rise of Mussolini. Then on the side of Hitler, the weakness of Hindenburg. I can tell you, Mussolini capitalized on the weakness of Emmanuel III, and Hitler capitalized on the weakness of Hindenburg to campaign for himself, and this influenced their rise to power. Then the role of the fascist propaganda. On the side of Mussolini, the role of the fascist what? Propaganda. Where we are saying today, the fascists use the propaganda, so many words, to convince people that it was only fascism which was going to solve their problems. Then on the side of Hitler, the Nazi propaganda. They used the propaganda and convinced the people that it was only Nazism which was going to solve their problems. Then the Versailles Peace settlement. We are saying today, the fascists and the Nazis used the weak points of Versailles to campaign for themselves. Where we are saying Mussolini convinced the people that if you support me today, I'll rise against the Versailles Peace what? Treaty. Even Hitler convinced the people that if you support me today, I'll rise up against the Versailles Peace what? Treaty. That's why they had to be chosen. Then the role of press on the side of Mussolini. Il Popolo d'Italia, a prominent newspaper that glorified Mussolini and convinced the people that Italy needed a strong leader in form of Mussolini. Then on the side of Hitler, Hitler's writings, Hitler wrote a book called Mein Kampf, where he wrote ideas concerning about what? Freedom.